Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to my live stream. Thank you for joining me today. How are you guys doing? Welcome to my live stream. Thank you for joining Oyoyo Sword this great evening. I hope your day has been great and I hope your evening has been nothing but amazing. Thank you guys for coming in. As you come in today's live stream, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to contribute in the comment section as the live stream goes on. It's a beautiful Monday for most people, busy Monday. So, how was your Monday today? How was your Monday? Welcome. Thank you guys for joining me today. All right. I do have a concern about the singing bird, Jeeba. And Jeeba happens to be Mr. Korobidi's ex-nanny. Okay, everything about Mr. Korobidi is now ex-wife, ex-nanny, ex-girlfriend, ex-ex-ex. So Jeeba was Mr. Korobidi's ex-nanny. And she came out saying a lot of things that happened in her employment with Mr. Korobidi. And severally, I've come to say, well, it is a case of he said, she said. Will Mr. Korobidi come to defend himself? And I've also given my opinion. If I were in his shoes, I'm not going to say a cent or a piece because you don't need to validate anything for social media. You don't. The only reason why Mr. Korobidi could come out to say something was because he already came out calling Jeeba a thief and saying that she stole his money. He used his credit card. She stole his camera and the rest of the whole 9 yards. Now, Jeeba, I don't know the mission Jeeba is on. And I told you guys from the very first video I made about Jeeba, I have my reservations. And the reason being that she was a collaborator when Mr. Korobidi was filing the last case he filed against Cora. And he contributed to whatever materials they gathered together. And little did I know that she was also the person that acted as the bailiff to the serving of the court order. So it was up until last week that I got to know that. So when she came out talking, I have few questions. I have some reservation. And the reason why I started talking about it, because I never wanted to have that conversation with the person, Jeeba. The reason why I started talking about it was the fact that she put herself also in the conversation as a willing participant to whatever it was that Mr. Korobidi was asking for. Why do I say willing participant? At some point that they got intimate and all of those things that she talked about, and the fact that she was willing to do the piping, okay, and to grease the behind. So I call her a willing participant. I've not seen a place where she said on the interviews or whatever she's been saying that she was forced to do that. Now, I do have a question. As a young woman, one of the things I got to know about men is that a real man does not kiss and tell. Now, my question is to my fellow gender. Do women kiss and tell? Let me know if you have come across that situation in your life journey. If you have known a woman or women that kissed and told. For the case of Jeeba, that's what she's doing on social media, telling the whole 9 yards of what transpired in her relationship with Mr. Cora Obidi. Now, why did I say on my title, Jeeba's audacity? Oh, I can see that I missed the S. Why did I say that? The audacity is over the roof. Why am I saying that? Where is my recommendation? Now, Jeeba posted on her page writing that everything she did for her employer, in this case, Mr. Korobidi, that she was expecting a what? A recommendation from the parents of the children she looked after. Why am I saying audacity? Was this lady expecting Cora to get a recommendation for her? Or was Jeeba expecting, or maybe let me put it in the present, is she expecting Mr. Cora Obidi to do a recommendation for her after all this teletour that she's been doing on Mr. Cora Obidi? From showcasing his dirty, messy kitchen, his dirty house filled of clothes, the poop on the clothes, the laundry basket, and also now went further to talk about what? Their intimacy together on social media. So is she still expecting Mr. Korobidi to write recommendation for her? And was she expecting Cora to write recommendation for her? I'll be reading what Jeeba is offering, and I will tell you that kind of audacity, I have never seen that before. But the world doesn't shock me anymore. I don't think there is anything the world would do today that will shock me. I guess we are now immune to all the tantrums they will throw and all the things they want to spill. So I'm going to read, that was about 14 hours ago. All right. So let me read what Jeeba put out this afternoon. Okay. Sure. Okay. I got the right one. By the way, welcome all of you. Thank you for joining me. Joe, thank you for being here. I can see you. All right. So let me read some of the things Jeeba wrote. She said, wishing I never got involved with this situation. Haters have a point. I have lost by prioritizing everyone but myself. 7 months of my life down the drain. New debt, new trauma, a huge gap in my resume, and no positive reference from either parent. So let's pause for a moment. No positive reference from either parents. Please, guys, tell me. Let's make a scenario because I like to practicalize, okay? You got divorced, the divorce became messy, and your ex hired a third party to babysit the kids. And in the course of doing that, the third party he hired was collaborating with your ex to prepare lawsuit against you. And then after everything they did together, when it was all rosy between the two adults, nobody had a thing. When they were doing whatever they did, nobody had a thing until it became sour. That's when you now expect Cora that you were collaborating with her ex to file a lawsuit against her to do recommendation for you. Does it make sense? I need your opinion in the comment section. Once again, welcome to my live stream. Welcome to Oyoyo Sword, and this is Oyoyo speaking. Now, let's continue to read. She now said, kind of pissed off at the people saying I'm trying to use Cora. God forbid a bitch trying to salvage a year of her own professional life with a private acknowledgement from the parent with good reputation instead of being hold on. Okay, Joe, just instead of being relegated, instead of being relegated to the help, aka faceless Martha. Let me read it again, okay, so we can understand it. She now said, I kind of pissed off at the people saying that I'm trying to use Cora. Cora here is in quotes, use Cora. God forbid a bitch tried to salvage a year of her own professional life with a private acknowledgement from the parent with a good reputation, a parent with a good reputation. So what is she implying here? Is she implying that Mr. Korobidi is not a parent with a good reputation? When the going was good, it was okay. Nobody heard about it on social media. And until the going turned south, now Mr. Korobidi is no longer a good parent. Okay, fine. Let's continue. Instead of being relegated to the help, aka faceless matter, the lesson here feels like to just mind my business because investing in strangers is a poor person's mistake that invites ignorance and suspicion. Now, it's a good thing she's admitting she has made a mistake and she's learning about it. But what really got me thinking, after all the collaboration you did, you want Cora because she said from both parents, recommendation from both parents. So was she thinking that, okay, coming to spill against Cora's S is going to make Cora to gravitate towards her, to welcome her, and all of that. And also there is a saying that she sent a DM to Cora and trust Cora Bidi. Cora ignored because once beaten, twice shy. You wouldn't want to fall into the same mistake again. Cora has learned her lesson. Remember how what's her name? Frida claimed to have been friends with Cora and Mr. Korobidi. So being very careful on social media is what Cora has been doing so far. So Cora did not acknowledge the DM, and then Jeeba now came writing, I did not get recommendation from both parents. And she's now saying that she's not using the Teletol to make money from Cora. But people are raising money for this girl. They are touching her PayPal account. They are touching her, what is it called? Is it Cash App? They are raising money for her. So is it not making money as well? Or is that money a different one? Correct me if I'm wrong, because she's using this opportunity to grow a new page, which is her story time, and forgetting that it was a relationship that turned sour. Like I said, a story of he said, she said. However, the only difference is that she is the actor in the story, one of the actors, because Mr. Korobidi is the second actor in the story. Now, Jeeba continued, am I fame hungry or pissed off about having a potential lie about a gap in my strong resume? Sometimes I hate the internet and the idiot is empowered. The key takeaway from LA is not believe anyone and to just simply ignore those claiming to need help. Opinionated fans from all sides of this have shown me why good people no longer exist. A pure heart is a liability in this painful world. Brainstorming alternative routes for survival so I can just disappear and live in a nice forest. See, there is something that I've learned for many years and it has worked so well for me. Learning to accept your responsibilities, especially where you erred. If you fail to accept responsibility, you can never learn. If it's a heartbreak, you can never heal. You have to sit down. Where did I go wrong? For the case of Jeeba, she needs to ask herself question, what did I go wrong? Okay, there is employment law in the state of California. You had this job with this man, and if the man is owing you money, he came and called you out on social media, all you needed to do is to call the labor department in the county where you did the employment and report for non-payment of what? Wages. Is a big deal. America is a place that if they owe you wage for a day, you have the right to report that organization. So employers are very careful not to owe wages. But what did Jeeba do? After Mr. Korobidi, I don't know who came on social media first because I haven't been following the story, or rather, I didn't follow the story from the beginning. I don't know if it was Jeeba that came first or Mr. Korobidi. However, whoever that came first, let's assume Mr. Korobidi came first and accused Jeeba of stealing. At that point, Jeeba was not popular. Nobody knew about Jeeba until all these fiascos started happening. She could have called the labor department, reported for loss of wages, that this guy, I worked for him, this is proof of employment, and I was never paid, if that was the case in question. But let's assume it was Jeeba that came first by posting Mr. Korobidi's fly-infested kitchen and all the dirty plates and all of that. And then Mr. Korobidi, as usual, trying to validate himself, which he does all the time, came and started calling her out that she stole from me AYZ. Let me make this plea again. If you're listening to my voice and hearing me loud and clear, if you have a personal problem, a personal issue with anybody, be your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your man friend, your woman friend, your husband and your wife, never you bring it to social media. The court of social media does not get anybody justice. It's going to get you anxiety, depression, and what have you. The best thing to do is to seek legal redress and get this thing sorted out, okay? Now, let me read some comments and we are going to continue. Welcome all of you to my live stream today. As you come in, guys, please like this stream for me and share the video as well. Share your thoughts in the comment section. So Joe said after she filed a case against Cora and she was even part of the crusade of trying to tear Cora down, and now she's yeah, she was the one that served as the belief to serve the lawsuit. You have been served by the court, the court order, and now she's asking on her write-up. She was seeking for recommendation, reference from both parents. The audacity on that alone is still shocking. I read it this afternoon. I could not believe what I read it again. She wasn't even directing it solely to her employer, Mr. Korobidi. She had to put both parents as if Cora employed, as if it was any of Cora's business what transpired between her love affair and her nanny job with Mr. Korobidi. I believe Cora has her own nanny and she's not joining any suit with anybody asking for reference. So let's continue. Sheila said, I think she just wants the attention, no expectation for a recommendation from anyone. Attention, you're so right if you say attention. You're so right. But she's claiming it's not attention, that she's not trying to use Cora to get sympathy or get money. But eventually, the truth will all come out. It might take a while, but eventually it will come out. She was a fool to take that job without doing her research. Great, Sheila. Great. You would think in this age of social media that if you meet someone, you're going to type the person's name on social media. I want to believe she did. And if she had typed Mr. Korobidi's name, Justin Dean, do you know all the things that will come out? Every saga that followed this marriage would have popped up. Maybe she saw everything and felt, maybe I'm different from her ex. I'm going to be a better person from her ex. Or maybe I needed a shelter because I was homeless. I want to believe at the point of taking that job, she might have been very desperate. She needed roof over her head. And she felt also, for the fact that his relationship did not work, that doesn't mean the guy is not going to continue to have, to leave. So maybe I'm the right person. You never can tell. Only God knows what made her pick the job. And if at all it was job per se, the issue of romance and Tinder wouldn't have been the case. This wasn't just straight on job. They started by meeting and to have something together as adults, and then it went to, are you also going to babysit my kids and all of that? You all know the story. Joe said, I wouldn't say she didn't do her research. Exactly. She's an adult. She knew what she was putting her hands into, but she was just blinded with her selfish interest. And now that everything she was promised by JD didn't work out, now she's spilling. Only God knows what transpired between these two. Hey, Barbara. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Sheila also said, I don't feel the least bit of sorry for her. Sheila, you have no joy this evening. Same here too. She got what she deserved, period. So this is on period. Oh my goodness. Why doesn't Jeeba get a proper job? It depends on what her qualifications are, and it depends on what her situation is. Remember, she's saying she has an ADHD, so most people might not hire her, but I want to believe some retail stores can hire her because the like of Michael's hire, people with HDHD and all of that. So I don't know. Maybe that's not her strength, or maybe her strength is looking after people. I don't know. But if she had gone to that place for a job, not mixing job and pleasure, maybe she would have been a better nanny and then a better employee than mixing job and pleasure. The two things, they don't go together. They don't go. It's like office romance. You have to be careful. All right, let's continue. Joe said, imagine the audacity expecting recommendation from the lady you fired. Yeah, she collaborated when the man was filing. She was in the house and all of that. She knew all the whole story because the man would come after doing all the live stream, come and vent. So she got to know what was happening on social media. Then expecting a recommendation from Cora was a little bit too much for me. I was like, wow, this lady hasn't actually said half of the things that is in her mind or what she's planning. She hasn't. If it was just, okay, I expected a recommendation from him, my employer, that would have been a straight shoot. But putting both parents, or was it a typo error? No, it's not a typo error. Now she wants to be a celebrity. Not only celebrity. Why didn't she do anything to protect those sweet girls from the living condition at the place? The thing is this, the living condition is horrible. And if I may ask you from your own opinion, Sheila, what were you expecting her to do? Is it report to the CPS that the place is filthy, or keep cleaning and they keep messing up? Remember, she said she wasn't being paid, that the guy said he was going to give her something afterwards. So if you're not being paid, how much of the job will you do? Let's be realistic here. How much of the job will you do if you're not getting income? Let's be realistic. For those saying that, why did she not clean up? Why did she not clean up? If I'm not getting pay after 2 weeks or 1 month based on my agreement with you, I am quitting and leaving the place. But like I said, she was vulnerable. She needed a place to stay, and the place was good. Maybe she had enough space in the house, so she felt she could stay. All right, Sheila is saying she could have reported to the CPS. That's where I said I will agree with you. She could have reported to the CPS, and because of that alone, she can decide to quit. That the more I try to get this home clean, the more messy this guy is. I cannot continue to stay here. But like I said, a desperate person can endure anything to get what they want. JJ, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for joining me today. Fast food places are hiring too. You see? Yeah. Joe says she's expecting a recommendation from a man who only see her as a weapon fashioned against his ex and not even a house material. Joe, you can be crazy at times. Wife material, right? So guys, like this live stream for me. Like up. Please like the live stream. Like. Give the live stream a like, okay? Give the live stream a like, okay? See, when I saw what she wrote about recommendation, I was like, no, it's not happening. No, maybe she wasn't thinking right, because she was never friends with Cora, and up till now they are never friends. And I want to think on the other angle. Maybe she was spilling all this thing. She was spilling, thinking that people are going, Cora is going to see all she's saying, or thinking she was doing Cora a favor. To be honest with you, she's not doing Cora any favor. Because if Cora wanted to spill on her ex's bedroom matters, she could have done so. Cora did not, because she has two beautiful daughters to protect. Because the kids are not Jeba's kids, that's why she could come out on social media to talk about their father without any break or any kind of wage or any kind of diplomacy. Remember, she's a participant, she's an actor in this game. They both did that together. They both. He asked you, he was on his legs and everything down and bent over, and you were doing what you were doing. So you did not say you were forced, but you were playing along. Playing along means you consented because you could have said no, that you're not doing. But the thing I found here very troubling is, why is this man always looking for people that have some kind of problems to come and babysit? The one that came from Philadelphia, they said that one had record. You understand? And you flew that one all the way to California to come and babysit for you. And then this one is vulnerable on the streets. She was homeless. And she now saw somebody, oh, who promised to give her a home. Of course you jump at it. There is no free lunch in America, and we know that. Most people that lost their job and couldn't acquire another one within a space of 2 weeks of losing their job, they tend to lose their home or lose their apartment. So life is tough on the street. With that, I can understand the desperation in finding where to put your head. But at the same time, I don't understand the desperation in coming to tell us the bedmatics, all the things that happen in the other room. That's where I don't understand. What is the game? What do you plan to achieve? But the thing is, when you have evil plans against someone, the universe will always find a way of exposing you. Mr. Korobidi projected himself to be the almighty perfect person, while Korah is the bad guy and he is the good guy. And that's why when Jeeba came calling and came talking, I was like, where are all these women in the WhatsApp group that called Korah dirty home? She can mop, her floor is now this color, and her pot isn't clean. Where are all those women in the WhatsApp group? How come they are not talking about the messy place of their master? Have they all turned dumb that they can't speak? So the universe has a way of exposing people. When you are that vindictive against someone who has put on the armor of what? I hands off. I don't want to bring this person down. That was actually what Korah was doing. When Korah was reacting, and a few times she reacted, was based on what this man said about her. She would come to talk to her audience. It never happened. I never did this when I was pregnant with Athena. God can bear me witness if I did. Let the Amadio in their place, do something. She was only defending. She never turned the ring light, saying, tell it all of everything that happened between me and my ex, which we saw played out on Facebook by her ex. So the universe is using this lady called Jeeba as a weapon fashioned against her employer. It's now left for her employer to come and tell the world if all the things she claimed that happened, if they were true or not. But to be honest with you, if they are listening, or his fans, if they are here listening to me, you people should advise him never to come defend himself. He owes nobody any validation on social media. If you guys were advising him, or if at all he was listening to me, he wouldn't have come out to call Jeeba a thief. He could have just gone quietly and stay silent. Sometimes silence is golden, and this is the time to learn. Now I'm going to throw it out there. Are you in a relationship, or are you in a love site where you're seeking to find love? What kind of a woman or what kind of a man are you looking for? Are you looking for someone who will be committed to conversation? Are you looking for someone who you have done a little criminal background check to know about the person? Because why am I saying this? If Mr. Korobidi had wanted to be bent over, why telling your nanny But from my own understanding, before somebody will ask you to come and do that for him or her, you guys must have had some level of intimacy. So they were intimate in some way, because she said it at some point in her interview with Amori. Yeah, at some point we were intimate. So they were intimate in one way. There is no way you meet a stranger today and that stranger will just come and look at you. Oh, this person, yeah, she can actually help me out. No, people help themselves out individually by themselves. So for him to have asked this lady to help him do the piping with the pinky, that means there was a level of intimacy. And like I asked before, do women kiss and tell? Because I know men don't. Real men, not silly men. Real men, they don't kiss and tell. Because Jeeba kissed and she's telling because she hasn't stopped. If I go to her page now, she must have written another episode of what transpired, trying to justify everything. Hey, Entertainment's Daily, thank you for joining me today. I was waiting for your live stream. At some point, I got tired of checking. Hi, Laura Lee. Good night, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you. So, where did I stop? All right, Joe said, but it's true now, mommy. Or is she, she's on Colos? Huh, Joe, I think they were Colos partner. You know, they were on Colos together. I think they do that together. Because a right thinking person wouldn't have been behaving this way. One day those girls will come across what he asks her to do sexually. Exactly, Sheila. Exactly. So if at all, before you get into romance, relationship, whatever you choose to call it, do a little research on the person. $24 or $35 criminal background check is not too much for you to save yourself from if I had known. Pay a little money and get all the information you need to know about the person before you dive in. Save yourself some sorry notes. Save yourself from anxiety, depression, and what have you. Women, I keep talking to us. Don't jump into a relationship, especially if you meet a man or a woman that just came out from heart, break. If you meet someone that just came out from a horrible heartbreak or a horrible divorce, a horrible whatever, don't jump into a relationship with that person. If you truly love the person, you can tell the person, I understand, because each time we have had conversation, with the few times we did, all you talk about is your ex. And at this point, I don't think you're really, really ready for a relationship. I need you to find some closure. If you do, and if I'm still single at that time, yes, we can actually get together. Save yourself from baggages. But women, tomorrow, they will do otherwise anyway. Hi, Doris. Thank you for joining. She needs to keep Cora's name out of her mouth. Exactly. Exactly, Doris. Exactly. They went into hiding. They all went mute once Jeeba really showed what a filthy housekeeper and a creep he is. Exactly. Sheila, I can't be able to say this one. Let me just paste it here. Joe, I see you switch to YouTube. Welcome. YouTube is very fun. Good evening, Auntie. Hi, Efe. How are you doing today? This woman hasn't told the most important thing. It's all about what happened between him and her, but I really believe she knows lots more. Of course she does. She's only telling what she wants us to know. She knows what. I was expecting her to say, okay, at what point did they start with and filing a restraining order? Remember, there was a restraining order filed in June, and she was already living in the house with. At what point? What brought it up? What led to that? Those kind of strong conversation, but she's not. Rather, she's doing her kiss and tell. Who is really interested in your kiss and tell? The only thing that shocked me with those expose was that I started asking on my live stream of yesterday, Was it his lifestyle, or he suddenly made a switch and started going through behind? Because I was shocked. And then again, I asked, was Cora aware that he does this kind of a thing, or was it the breakup that led to this? I asked a lot of questions yesterday. If you haven't watched that live stream, please do me well. Binge on it if you have time, because it was full of questions. A lot of expose were made on that live stream based on Jeebah's interview on Kemalfor's page. And Joe said here, Mommy Intimate just finished her live stream. I was watching both of you at the same time. Oh, God bless you. Real good. Absolutely. She's withholding some information. She's trying to look for pity. What kind of pity is she looking for? That's a very silly one. She just want to me, it wasn't just looking for pity, because if you were just pity, you said, yes, after working for this guy for a number of months, I was not paid. All I could get is for him to come and call me a thief and all of that. You stick to that and then run it through and get to the labor department of your state and make a call and report your employer. Then people can be able to, rally around. Hey, oh yeah, she lost wages even after taking care of them. Cora's children. Let's see how we can help her, since Mr. Korobidi has failed in his responsibility as an employer. But no, she went beyond that, bringing out every dirty linen of this guy on social media. And for her admitting that she was the one that oiled the behind and did the piping, that is the reason why I had that conversation yesterday. She also is the actor. You understand? Um, Mommy, I was streaming with you with my phone on Facebook and streaming Entertainment Daily with my office Joe, make they no catch you. Research doesn't hurt. Absolutely. It helps a lot, protects you, your loved ones, and mental health. There is a lady called Sisi, the trophy wife. That woman's story shattered my heart. Okay, if I go, I call her Issy. You said Issy, the trophy wife. I will look for her. Is it on Facebook or YouTube, Efe? I will look for her story. The trophy wife. I will look for her story. Research doesn't hurt. I have said it for the past 3 years. I've been on social media. I've been saying the same thing. Research does not hurt. If you were in our African setting, what our parents used to do, they would send somebody to go to the village of where the guy that wants to come and marry their daughter is from, and then they're going to ask questions about the family. Is there madness in their place? Do they have epilepsy? What is happening? Are they thieves? They will ask tons of questions before they will allow their daughter to marry from that family. But if you're marrying in the Western world, they don't have the culture and tradition of Africans, but they have what is called background check. Why can't you do a background check on somebody you want to get intimate with? But your employer will run a background check on you before they give you a job. Think about it. Who is doing the other disservice? You're doing yourself disservice when you fail to do your due diligence before jumping into any relationship with anybody. Why am I saying this? It's a moment for men to learn, women to learn. Before you get into any relationship, do your due diligence. Don't just come and cry foul, because if I hear that story after I've been on Facebook or YouTube for 3 years now, saying the same thing, and people are still making the same mistake, that's the reason why you guys should help me to share this video. It might save someone out there who is about to make the same mistake. Share this video, give this video a like, support Toyoyo by liking the live stream, and if you like what I do here, join my membership. All right, let me continue with the comment. There is always red flag. Exactly. Red flag, red flag. Red flag that Cora saw in China. She thought he was going to change. Let me say it here categorically. Adults do not change. They don't change. Mark my word. If he's a child that you're still molding, of course a child will change and learn to be of good behavior. But for you to come and change an adult, you need professional help. professional help to mold and change certain characters. Why do you think somebody was an alcoholic and after going through therapy and all of that, and then comes back and the next thing they went back to it, the next thing they went back, or smokers? Why do you think it's that difficult for them to quit smoking? Think about it. Before you come and cry foul, yeah, I was just trying to just help him. That's why. No, you were enjoying it and having fun. So when it goes south, don't come on social media and cry foul, because you should have done what you needed to do at the right time. All right. I'm interested in his lifestyle since he came to the internet and called the mother of his children an ashawo. So by all means, empty out his bags. I know you're gonna say that, Laura. I know. I know you're gonna say that. And that's where my question comes to the women that have been fighting Cora all these years. If you have been following Cora's story, there is no manner of name these women have not called Cora. They labeled her all sorts. Some people said her pot, she cannot wash her pot, that her floor used to be white. Now the floor is cream. Some people said she feeds them salad instead of feeding them McDonald's. There was nothing. They said she was a terrible mother. She was a bad parent. This, da, 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 da. That she doesn't take the children to McDonald's, so she was a bad parent. And her house is not clean. And the same set of human beings are seeing Mr. Korobidi's home on social media, and they refuse to say a word. Rather, they are blaming Cora for not taking full custody of the children. And they are blaming Jeeba for not cleaning the house. And the question I have to ask them, for those of them that have employment, if you work for 2 weeks and you don't get paid, what do? Do you keep going to work, or you follow up with your employer to make sure you get paid? Let me know what you would do if you were in that situation. Mommy, how are we sure that JD didn't give her the summary of what she was expecting in an interview before she accepted it? Which interview? Jude, there was never interview. They met on Tinder, which is a love site where you meet, somebody you want to hook up with. That was where they met. According to her story, she said in the them interacting, he now told her he has 2 kids, and if she wouldn't mind to also babysit the children and all of that. Faye Desperado looking for shelter in America. Of course, you say yes. YouTube, okay, it's on YouTube. All right, I'm gonna check it out. Thank you so much. All right. Esther Tokpa, thank you for being here. Guys, it's seriously raining in my place right now. And yes, I beg no verse for me, Jerry. Good evening. She's now saying she has reported to CPS, which many doubt, including me. I also doubt it, because if she had reported to the CPS, I don't think she would have come on social media to be talking about it. If you see such a nasty place, let me say something, okay? Nobody should take it as being a racist, okay? So let me say something here. If the reverse were the case in this scenario, that Mr. Korobidi was a black dude and Jeeba was a Oyibo woman, and then she met those kind of filthy environments, CPS would have been called for visitation anonymously. And then when they now get there, say, this is what I meant. Before I left work yesterday, it was all clean. I came back this morning. This is what I meant. I met on the floor. But this lady was desperate for a home. And they don't want to tell you everything. Maybe she was even thinking to become Cora's replacement. After all, he's single. He lives in LA. And he said he's a chiropractor. That means there'll be money in the bag. You never can tell. Women, we keep making this mistake, and it's time for us to accept responsibility and do the right thing. Don't think you're better than the woman that left the relationship. If you haven't really asked the question, what led to your divorce? Why are you guys fighting? Haven't you guys gotten divorced? Why can't you guys co-parent in peace? What is this force on social media? Why are you guys going back and forth? These are the questions a smart woman should ask when you find yourself in a position that the person you're about getting involved with just came out freshly divorced person. Exactly what you see is what you get. Me, I won't feel one single pity for Jeebah. She's lucky we the Cora fans are not coming after her big time. Exactly. Cora fans try to ignore her. The only thing that that made Cora fans start talking about her is when she now started exposing this guy, which was shocking to everybody, especially the issue of the pinky and finger. And remember, PDD's case is still in court. And when PDD's case happened, the FBI discovered 1,000 bottles of Johnson baby oil in his residence. So that issue, baby oil, bend over, let me rub you baby oil, and all of that was a mind-blowing shock to everybody, including myself. I could not believe that the almighty righteous guy, that is what he engages on with his so-called nanny. All right, let's see. And to you, she said, she's called Sissy. The title of the video is I Married a Monster. Okay, she's called EC. Let me check her up so I can like up the video for me to trace it. EC. I hope it's not. Is it is? Oh, EC the trophy wife. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, well. EC the trophy wife. Are you kidding me? Okay. I think it's a popular story. Is it her personal story or she's telling someone's story? Because she has a lot going on in her channel. But I'm going to find out, okay? I'll watch that much later. I've discovered that. Laura said, in every situation, I put myself in other person's shoe. Imagine the man you shared your bed and body with going to the public and saying those manner of things. Those bullying Cora lack empathy. See, if you go this way, Laura, if you go this way, it's because you have conscience. Do you think all these people calling out Cora, dragging her, even when she was just 1 week postpartum, do you think they have conscience? And most of them have children. At least in one word or other, they've been a mother. They went through childbirth. They know what postpartum can do. Then you're now coming to drag the person that is still suffering, recovering from pregnancy and delivery. They had no conscience. And that's where I put them. It has helped me to understand their methodology, the way they function. They have no single conscience. No matter what the situation was at the time, when Cora came out to cry that she doesn't have her kids 1 week after, and what you guys thought of was to drag her, disparage her, call her all manner of names. We are going blog to blog granting interview with Mr. Korobidi. Those people have no conscience. So don't even bother. For Mr. Korobidi, he has seen a black woman from Nigeria who he feels they will believe his words against hers. So every reason to drag her, of course. And the people I really pitied so much were the Nigerian women that facilitated all this dragging and dragged it up to this time. I pity their conscience. I really do. But it is what it is. If they were really honest people, or if they really had good opinions to share, they would have said something when they saw the first round of Dirty Kitchen. Before the laundry came, the Dirty Kitchen was on for about 2 weeks before they now put out the whole house on display. These women never said anything. Rather, what they did was to blame Cora for not seeking for full custody. So it's always something to attach to Cora, something to say about Cora and all of that. Very, very mean set of people without any form of conscience. All right, let's see. Chinelo, hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. No, it's her personal story. Okay, okay, that makes it more interesting. It's just so world shattering. I'm going to definitely look at it. Q Didi, thank you for joining me today. Thank you, thank you. Chinelo said, what inks me the most is those Africans, I mean Nigerian women, who carelessly called Cora out. Chinelo, when I think about that, I was like, have we gotten to that extent that we don't no longer have the bond of brotherhood? And even the Nigerian anthem said, in brotherhood we stand. Who can sing the new anthem? I don't know. Even the Nigerian, pardon me, guys, but I mean, it is what it is. I have to say the truth here. It bothered me at some point, but what I did was to grow tough skin and to be able to deal with these people because they were so nasty and so horrible. Unfortunately, that was the truth. And it's not that their lives were anything better, but they were there dragging them. The one that was of great shock to me was even Miriam, because I felt Miriam was at least educated, that she should know better not to join issues and drag her fellows, did a woman that she said is within her children's age bracket. You can call her daughter. For the other people, I will say yes, illiteracy can cause people to do undo. But to Miriam, I was so shocked. And for her age, I was like, wow. Sometimes you think old age comes with wisdom, but not for most people. So when I think about all these people did at that time, it was baffling to believe that they were actually Nigerians. But it is what it is. Women fashioning against women, Ijo. Gigi said, for me, there is still back and forth. I wouldn't entangle myself. I think these girls are too desperate. Yeah, they are. They are. They are. It's so sad. So for Jeba, writing that what she wanted was to get a recommendation from both parents, I was like, was this lady ever friends with Cora or even had any relationship or maybe work as relationship or social relationship with Cora? No, she never had such. For you to do recommendation and reference for someone is usually somebody you've known for a very long period of time, somebody you worked with, or somebody you guys socialize and get to know each other. Then you can be able to say, yeah, I've known Jeeba for the past 10 years since I came to the United States of America, and she has been an exceptional person. But not someone who was a collaborator on your lawsuit expecting you. Hey, gosh, there is nothing I will not hear on social media. And it's so sad. There is nothing I will not hear. Mom, it is in Nigeria. You will see someone who is struggling to feed three square meal, telling the rich people to get life for themselves. Laura, they are already dragging Nancy for her new baby. Empathy doesn't exist in the heart of the wicked, who has no self-worth and have sold their soul. Nor be all devil gets on. No be all devil gets on. Oh, they're already dragging Nancy. I'm gonna draw a story about Nancy's new baby tomorrow. So join me if that story interests you, so we can have that conversation. Congratulations again to Nancy. May this new baby bring them nothing but joy. I believe I shared that on my platform. Yeah. New baby can be very sweet, to be honest with you. Can be exceptionally sweet, exceptionally. There's this joy that comes with new baby. This joy. So now let's get back to Jeeba. I don't know who is advising Jeeba. I don't know who is encouraging her to come on social media and spill. She says she drafted the NDA she signed with Mr. Korobidi, and Mr. Korobidi didn't want to sign. She claims she's being owed wages and she knows how to report because this wouldn't have been her first job. So, coming on social media and then granting all these interviews, saying all the things she's saying, she called it telling my story. Of course, it's her story. It's not Oyoyo's story. But at the same time, there should still be some dignity left out there. I know in this country, people don't really care much about integrity, dignity, and all of that. They don't care. And social media has turned out to be where people come to rant and vent their anger. It's not never going to fetch you anything good. She claimed to have loved the children. She was trying to get them, to be self-sufficient, to know how to do things for their little age because of the situation. And the same children you claim to love, you did not hesitate to tell how their father was bending over and you were oiling him. So it's full of, to me, the love was genuine, but she's now seeing that a lot of people are gravitating towards her, trying to get to know her, trying to interview her. She's becoming popular within the Korobidis and Mr. Korobidis community. So she kept on talking. I don't know if she has anybody that can actually sit her down and advise her. But was the expose interesting and laughable? Of course it was. The expose was very laughable and very interesting in the sense that the person that was claiming to be all righteous, I am out here looking at how to watch out for my children. That's all I do, all I do. And for the fact that this man called the ex-wife a clubhouse, that's how he described the ex-wife's private part, is a clubhouse in Nigeria. And also said she was, the age, the big age, Ashawo, this, da, 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 nothing, for the fact that he came out and called the ex all those names. That was why it was very loud when this lady came out and started talking about his bedmatics, his bedroom antics. Okay? That was why it became a conversation. Because if you had come out in the open to pretend to be all good, then your ex is the one that is all bad. Now, your story made it on social media. Of course, people are going to talk about it. There is no way people will not talk about it. And remember, you also came out to call him out, to call her out that she was a thief, that she stole from you. She took your credit card. So there is no way people will not give audience, because now we all have come to know who the nanny was for the past 7 months and what transpired in the nanny job. It started being a love affair. From there, when she now noticed that things were getting out of hand, she said, no, let me concentrate on taking care of the children. And then you can start dating if you want and all of that, as if there was no stranger attached. Let us learn from these people's mistake. I keep saying it. Don't be the next statistic. Don't be the next Jeeba. Don't be the next Mr. Korobidi, and don't be the next Cora. When you see a red flag, before you say I do, identify it. Watch if there is any form of improvement to improve on those red flags. If there is no cogent improvement, no reasonable improvement made, please walk away. Unless if you don't love yourself enough. Unless if you don't know what self-love is. Unless if you don't watch yourself to be something. Because I believe every woman is worthy. Likewise, every man. So how do you rate yourself? Do you put yourself that semo, anything goes, or do you genuinely believe that you're worthy, that you're good enough? If you believe you're good enough, you have to do your background check before you say I do. You have to recognize red flags and work with it. If you think anything goes, then your story will keep on going like this. All right. She's now learning the hard way. She's not learning anything the hard way. She's still talking. She's still writing. She said it's her story she's telling. Nobody is going to stop her from telling her story. But the thing is, I personally don't feel comfortable when somebody kiss and tell. I personally don't feel comfortable. It shows who you are, and it shows how responsible you are. If that's Mr. Korobidi's lifestyle, I was shocked when I heard that yesterday. And then the other day I did live stream. People in my comment section were the ones throwing all of those things. I was shocked to my bones. I never believed. I asked multiple questions. Are you guys serious? So this guy was a straight shooter and also a bend over. It was shocking to me. And the reason why it became a conversation is that this guy acted to be all super best dad of the century, best dad of the world. I am out here only looking out for my children, not knowing that his home is as filthy as a dust trash. I mean dustbin, okay? Not knowing that his kitchen, where meals are made, is filled with what? Ants, flies, leftovers. Not knowing that the laundry area or the whole house is upside down. And these women were dragging Cora by her what? By her jean strings. So sad. Recommending someone who served me an arrow. That's a bit self-entitlement. Sincerely, JJ, this is so perfect the way you put it. She was the one that came to Cora and said, you've been served and you're doing writing that you were expecting recommendation. The audacity is over the roof. Over the roof for me. Unbelievable. There is nothing you will not hear from social media. Sometimes you start asking yourself, are you sure these people are okay? Are you sure that upstairs, the mental capacity is in place? Are you sure? You'll be asking a lot of questions because there is no way you expect a recommendation from somebody who barely. I would say Cora didn't know this woman. You get it. I know the little daughter June has said there is somebody in daddy's bed and she looks like you. But that doesn't mean Cora knows this person. But that was not enough. You now came to her place when you were doing changeover, and then you served her court document, and you still come back a few months after to demand recommendation. Is it not colomental be that one? Make it make sense. Where I expected Jeeba to receive sense was that the person you people are trying to bring down is not even saying a single thing towards you people, despite the moves. Isn't that enough for her? Exactly. Exactly. Chinelo said, my joy is that Mr. Cora is the one crying last. Chinelo, you cannot be wrong on this one, especially after all they did. When Cora was asking for GoFundMe, he called her scammer. When Cora said she was attacking in England, she said that was stage. There was nothing Cora ever did that this guy did not come to counter. The same guy came back and started asking people for coffee and legal fees because of what? The same thing you accuse your wife doing. You came doing the same thing and it wasn't bad in your eyes and the eyes of your followers. But when Cora did it, she became a scammer. So all manner of things this guy, did openly on social media against the ex is seriously overwhelming. And now he has been even exposed beyond what people ever imagine. Dirty home, dirty kitchen. This woman was saying the kids were not fed well. This, da, 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 da. There was nothing she hasn't written or proof she hasn't posted on social media based on what transpired between the two adults in that home with two children. So sad. Joe said, Chinelo, he hasn't even started crying yet, so he's still warming up. Yeah, yeah, honestly. And to you, it's late at my end. I got to go to bed. Good night. Night. Thank you so much. Thank you, Afe. I really appreciate your time here. God bless you real good and have a good sleep. And Joe is telling you, take care of yourself, ma. Good night. Chinelo said, from the video and pictures of his house is a reflection of his mental health state. That guy needs thousands of sections of psychology therapy before he can be allowed to integrate into the society. See, Chinelo, You know, I've talked about him going for therapy. I've told the women that will come and leave me uh, unwelcoming comment. If they love him so much, they should pay for sections for him, at least 3 months, 6 months. Let him heal, let him find closure, and move on with his life. I've said all of those things. But unfortunately, the women in the WhatsApp group aren't saying anything. They pretended they did not see the house. But what I will say here, to be fair, they know the house would look like that. Why do I say they know? Remember when Crystal went there? She did a video, live video, showing how dirty the fridge was. She said bacteria infested food in the fridge, that the house, in that their WhatsApp group, they shared it back and forth on social media, what Crystal saw when she visited. And most women, they used to do call Mr. Korobidi. So in the course of those, they must have seen it through video calls, how nasty. So to them, it's no biggie. They already, they knew it was going to be like that. Maybe that's why they are not talking. But they didn't know that somebody will have the audacity to share it on social media. They didn't know somebody will come out and talk about it without any form of diplomacy. So that's what I feel that shocked them. Why would this girl? Don't believe her. She's lying. After all, Cora should have sought for full custody, knowing fully well that the man is this, that. They find a way to bring it around Cora, to blame Cora for every act that this person did. What a story. People who are living what? In their illusion. They don't want to be in reality. They are still imagining things, looking for who to blame instead of adults taking responsibilities for their actions. So, if you haven't liked this video for me, please do me well by liking this video. Okay, that's how you're gonna support Oyoyo. Subscribe to my channel if you're yet to do so. Like the video, share. We need to get this video some like, okay? Like the video, share the video, and also contribute in the comment section. Okay, please click right now to like the video. Like the video, like the video. That is how you can support Oyoyo. And if you like what I do here in my channel, do me well by doing what? Joining my membership. Join my membership to support me. That is how you can do what? Support Oyoyo. All right, let me read more comments. Q Lady D said, yes, he's warming up, coming out here in those social media streets, quoting Mike Tyson, the 1990 heavyweight boxers. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Chinelo, that man is not even supposed to be existing. Hey, Joe, this is extreme. I'm not gonna read it. Exactly. They want to hear Jeeba. They praise her for coming out, but yet crucify her. Justin is a narcissist, manipulate individuals. Yeah. Hi, Liz Labode. Thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, yeah. The thing is, this story is Jeeba is actually in the middle. She wants to tell her story. I don't think she actually spoke with anybody that has some legal reasoning before she started. There is a way she had told her story, she would have made so much money from telling it. You understand? And if she was looking out for the interests of the children, reporting to CPS, the living condition of the home would have been paramount. Okay? Then, if her story or their fallout came out of the fact that Mr. Korobidi started seeing other women, then their case is a very weak one. Because when the going was good, you did not complain. But when the going became bad, you came out and start talking. And if it was because you were being owed wages, that is something the law is totally against. If anybody is owing you wages, it's just a matter of phone call and call the number for your State Department of Labor and do a report. That's all you need to do, and show proof of employment and prove that you have not received wages. They are going to make sure that the person pays you every dime owed. But that wasn't the route Jeeba took. She started sharing on Instagram, from Instagram to Facebook. Now she's granting interview up and down. Like I said, a story of she said, he said, but the only difference is that she's also the actor in the story. Because if they got into bedroom and then did all of this, and will I say, piping they did together, she's a part of the story. Nobody's telling her not to tell her story. But she claimed when she came out newly, from the few things I read, she was just there trying to mold those children to be self-dependent, self-sufficient. She loved them so dearly. She was the one taking care of them. The man is always messy and all of that. She would have thought about what? Protecting the image of the children and all of that. But no, relationship gone wrong. Anybody's is like free for all. Whatever you want to say, after all, it was a relationship gone wrong. So she didn't kind of package it well, because she would have reported to the CPS about the living condition, reported to labor if she was owed wages. But like I said, she was a willing participant in the whole thing until maybe Mr. Cora felt, I want to dig in with other women. We don't know, but she kept saying it wasn't the situation. She was even encouraging him, because Amori asked her that question. She was encouraging him to date, that he's qualified to date, for the fact that marriage did not work, blah, 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 blah. And she also said in another place that a month into the employment, the guy was requesting for her to do the oiling and then go from the behind. So that means they were intimate when they started the whole thing. Let's learn not to mix work and pleasure. Let's learn to do background check before you get into relationship with someone. And when you see those red flags, don't think you're better than the woman that was there previously. Don't. Find out what makes you strong. What is the connecting point between the two of you? Is that thing sufficient enough to keep you guys together? Are you going to be able to manage those things, endure what you're seeing? Because if you can't, note the red flags and walk away. Let me read more comments and thank all of you for joining today. Mommy, why will someone be so wicked in such a manner? Witchcraft is not just flying in the midnight, but recruiting people to hate someone is another dimension of witchcraft. Exactly, Joe. Exactly. You know how they formed their WhatsApp group when this whole thing was hot and messy, all for one girl. How they formed it was something that when you sit back to think about it, you know, was there any force behind those things? Because they were like, these people were in charge of smear campaign on social media. This person was introducing him to bloggers. They were all talking about Cora, and the other person was the other group we are fighting, looking for fault so that they can report to immigration. The other people were demonetizing, reporting her page every day to demonetize. You ask yourself, 95 or 98% of the people involved are all women. Why are they so mean towards themselves? I would say 99% are women, because in their WhatsApp group, they are all women in the WhatsApp group. And to think about the Nigerian women in this situation, I don't know why. Even if you don't like Cora, move on. Let her embrace her new life challenge and focus on how to get out of it. But no, you guys wanted to like suppress her, not thinking about her postpartum. When I think about the beginning of this whole story, it's very painful. They ignored postpartum period. They don't care. Anyway, how are you doing, my Liz Labode? Yeah. Jeeba needs to stop giving interview. Exactly my point, Liz. Exactly. She's 29. Please Go easy on her. I may not like what she did, but I empathize with her. I do empathize with her, but she needs to stop talking. She needs to stop granting interview. She can go and write a book or go look for TV station or podcast to share her story. She needs to stop all those Facebook interviews. She needs to stop because she was in a relationship with this man before the employment thing kicked in. That's my take. And Liz, what brought the conversation today was her audacity. She wrote on her page saying that after all she did, that both parents could not give her recommendation. Both parents mean Cora and this man. How would Cora give you recommendation for what? For collaborating with her ex to file restraining order against her and also being the bailiff that served her the court order. How was she thinking that was okay for her to be expecting a recommendation from Cora? That is my turning point. If she had focused on him as her employer, I can understand that. You were expecting recommendation because you agreed to do the non-disclosure agreement despite everything you went through in the house, everything you documented, because we are looking for reference point, reference from your previous employer. I know it's very important to get reference, but you can as well forget that person and seek for the previous place you worked before you got this 7-month job. They might ask you what happened in the space of 7 months. You said, okay, you took a vacation, you moved state and all of that. Anyway, let me continue to read. When I see baby A eating her swallow and soup brings joy to my heart. It's giving daddy, I'm true African princess. This is an interesting to read. At least I'm laughing this evening. Thank you for sharing that, honestly. Lisa Bode, you even try empathizing for her. She's lucky we are not dragging her like Yahama generator. Jay said, Your Honor, I object. Jeeba is not in the middle. She only spoke because he refused to pay her. If he had paid her, we would not have heard any of this. I do not like her though. She oiled. See, JM, I love the fact that she brought that aspect of, the secret thing out. At least now we've come to know who the man truly is. Is not all that righteous, okay? Because we have talked about in the past here, he who is without sin should cast the first stone. So all of the period he paraded himself as the best, the most gentleman on earth, the best father, the best this, all his interests were the children, not knowing that the children were living in filthy environment, their laundry not done, kitchen not clean, cups, utensils all dirty and flies all over the place. That is not a sign of a father or mother that has the interest of the children at heart. That dirty kitchen, it is not at all. Am I even talking about a dirty home? It's not. However, Jeba's audacity to expect a recommendation from Cora is over the roof. I cannot even begin to think about it or process it or understand where she got the notion that Cora is required to do reference for her. Where is that coming from? Guys, please let us not crucify Jeeba. Justin is the guilty one. Liz! Okay, I get you. Liz, if Jeeba had not concentrated on her relationship and not involving herself in whatever that was happening between JD and Cora, it would have been a fair one. Exactly. She was a collaborator in that restraining order that was filed in June. She knew everything. She even served as the bailiff. The only place I'm not, when I think about the whole story, I try to have some, sympathy for her is the fact that she was vulnerable. She was homeless and she needed a home. And this man, like we discussed yesterday, he knows how to pick his victims. He looks for vulnerable women who he can use for his own good. That's the only angle I'm feeling concern or feeling pity for Jeeba. All right. I look at it this way. If Jabro could fool Miriam, Jeba is Jeba did not stand a chance. Even KO fell into his manipulation. Exactly. Exactly, Joe. You're so right. You're so right. And Lizzie has been talking about that manipulation for a while. Yeah, you're so right. You're so right. So let me read more to catch up. Let's move past the oil with Jeba and him. He's to blame black women. He is the evil one. I don't trust the nanny. What was her real motive? Period. I don't know her motive. I need to know. I'm asking this question. What is the aim? Is there any other thing that she's coming out? She's already come. They say she sent Cora a DM. Cora did not recognize that. And now she's saying that Cora did not do recommendation for her. That pissed me off. It really did. The very first time I talked about Jeba, I said, whatever it is she's selling, I'm not buying. The very first time. All right. She's too tasty. She needs to get a job at 29. Ama, yeah, I can understand, but sometimes it's not easy to get a job, especially when you have some medical condition. It's not that easy to get a job. And if you have a history of being employed, you work for 2 months, 3 months, it gets even worse. Okay. I agree, as Cora did not meet her. He met her off Tinder, homeless, and a free child minder. A free child minder. Was that her in her resume? Was he a free child minder? Was that what she put in her resume? Anyway, Jay, you don't come with your vowels. J Love Exile. Hey, Ernestine. How are you doing? Thank you for joining today. The coffee and PayPal must be getting to her head. How can Cora give her reference? When did she even know she existed? Exactly, Jay. J Love, exactly. That's my concern. What on earth was this woman that worked with Mr. Cora? Cora collaborated with the filing, the document they were, putting together, and served Cora the court papers. You have been served, and you turn back few months down the line to expect recommendation. It doesn't work that way now. Hey, Ernestine, thank you for the super chat. God bless you immensely. Thank you, beautiful. I really appreciate your kindness this amazing evening. Thank you so much. Chinelo said, who has noticed that June and Atena are overly excited anytime Cora? See, those kids are meant for cameras. Chinelo, I thought about it yesterday on my live stream. Why am I saying they are meant for cameras? When Cora was pregnant for both of them, she was dancing on social media, Instagram, Facebook, what have you. She has always been on camera while the kids were, in the belly. Unfortunately, they don't have the vibes to dance. That's the unfortunate part. But whenever they see camera, oh my goodness, see excitement. See excitement on their faces. I was like, I wasn't surprised anyway, because they were born on the TV. Is it Athena's delivery that we did not see? We witnessed that live and direct. So if you ask me, they are meant for the cameras. Joe said, Mommy, I get the memo. She's expecting recommendation for oiling and greasing. Joe, you're very nasty this evening. Is that the recommendation she's... Hey, Joe, stop. I believe that Mr. Korob told Jeeba that she is a stepmother, and she was told that Cora will pay child support. Guys, Justin goes after vulnerable women. That's the truth. Ch- Child support? How? Okay, maybe the plan was, if I get full custody, that means Cora will be paying child support. It's possible. It could be true. I don't know, but it's possible, because he was looking for how to get full custody of the children at the time. So it's very possible. But the thing is, let me face reality and work on what Jeeba is putting out there. Okay, what she's putting out on social media. If any of you that been interviewing her, if you guys truly love her, please tell her to stop granting interviews so that she can put herself together. Jeeba is overstepping at this moment. We are only tolerating her for the embarrassment. She bring dust. And sincerely speaking, that is just that bombshell revelation she threw out there. That is the only one people are okay, fine. It's good they're exposing each other. Good they're washing their dirty linen out there. When the going was good, we didn't get to hear anything. Now let's hear what is happening. And to be honest with you, I never expected that kind of bombshell. I never did, especially that messy house. Because one thing for you to be doing laundry, your laundry room, you could be, sorting out the clothes based on colors. So you should have them based on color palette as you continue to wash, especially if you don't wash every week. I could remember when my kids were a lot younger, what I do, I wash every Wednesday night and I wash every Saturday. No, Wednesday and Friday. Because Saturdays, I try to keep my weekend free to be able to have enough time to relax and enjoy myself. So Wednesday night was my wash day, my bathroom scrub day. Wednesday night, I wash, I scrub. And then on Friday night, I do all of those because Saturday and Sunday is actually for party and celebration. You guys understand. But this one wasn't laundry that was piled based on color or sorting. It was all over the place. And even to see the poop on the you guys already know. I don't want to say some of those things here. AA, thank you for joining today. How are you doing? I think this was a living arrangement with no formal babysitting contract initially. Her response is that of a woman scorned. If she was concerned about the kids' well-being, she would have done things. If you wouldn't mind, can you okay? What were you expecting her to do? Is it to overly clean when she's not getting paid, or to report to CPS? Since Mr. Korobidi's team they are the experts in reporting to CPS. So let me know what you were expecting Jeeba to do at the time. Especially if she claims she loved the children. Let me know what you were expecting, okay? You want to believe her, but something is just not right with her to me. That's my take too. There is something, each time I try to believe everything, I say, well, I don't need to believe 100%. It's her story and not Oyoyo's story. I wasn't there. So she's telling it her own version until the other party decide to say something. But I'm also advocating for the other party not to come and say something. He has embarrassed himself too many times on social media. Let him start thinking and behaving like his ex, who respects the children first before self. When you respect your children, that in the future you don't want them to see what you said about their father or their mother. That was what Cora did. Let this guy learn from it and start respecting the children. I have made my mistake over the past 3 years. I don't want to continue to make them. But knowing him, don't be surprised if he wakes up tomorrow with his concocted WhatsApp receipt showing that, yeah, this was what transpired, that the version that Jeeba gave are all false. Remember, he showed a WhatsApp conversation. He claimed somebody said to him that Cora was doing with somebody. And he forgot that when the baby was 5 months, they haven't given the child a name, but they were saying baby A in that conversation. All right. So let me read further. I cite you big time, J Love. Okay. And Ernestine said, that comment pissed me off right away because KO owes her nothing, period. Sincerely speaking, when I saw it, I was so, so mad. I said, the audacity. The audacity is over the roof. Over the roof. A woman you contributed in the planning and documenting her court case, a woman you served, and who is advising her? I don't know. Because she could have just gone straight forward with her employer. I was expecting a recommendation based on what we discussed. I'm going to sign this non-disclosure agreement so that you can give me better recommendation. But including both parents to that write-up, that pissed me off big time. She can't be blamed or expect Cora to give her review. Cora offered her nanny and he refused. Exactly. Yeah, Cora offered a nanny at the time and the guy said no. J-Love said her motive was to blackmail JD to give her money. But when that did not work, she decided to embarrass him. When that did not work, she relied on Koreans. Either way, I'm glad Pinky Friday is out. Jay, I agree with you on this one. I'm glad that expose came on, especially for a man that embarrassed his ex like no other on social media. Guys, please like this video. Like this video if you like this live stream. Like the video. Click on the like button. Support Oyoyo by liking the live stream. And also, if you like what I do here, join my membership. JJ said, unfortunately, instead of advertising him to go for therapy, they sent him to fire rituals. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I saw that video. That was before the court case. I saw that video. Honestly, who is going to advise the other? JJ, who? Is it Jeeba that is not all put together that will be advising JD that is already into anxiety and depression? They need somebody whose mind is clear to know that the road they were towing is actually to know direction. To advise them, they need to go for therapy. If they were doing colo together, the colos, oncolos, or what is it called, together, there is nobody with clear mind to advise the other. So AA said, I'm sure she influenced some of his negative action towards his ex. AA, thank you. Thank you for saying this. Most likely in expectation of being the next wife. Thank you, AA. And stepmom to the kids. Thank you. Poor girl lost it when she realized being sued, used, and dumped. Thank you for saying this. That's what I want to believe that happened. She also influenced when they were compiling the papers together, when they were collaborating on how to go about the RO. I believe she was part of it. She was part of it. And when, or maybe she was thinking, yeah, for the father, he was married and he didn't work with Cora. That doesn't mean he shouldn't get into a relationship. I could be a better parent. After all, I know how to babysit children. You know, those kind of encouraging words you tell yourself, thinking you're going to get a damaged person to be better. There is little or nothing you can do for someone who needs professional help. If the person needs professional help, he needs to get professional help. Don't think you're going to be the Messiah wife to change the status quo. You can't. I like this comment. Q Lady D said, Jeeba strapping on the pink toy is just crazy. Why you say had this man unfold? Yes, so that's what I heard. That the guy was all on. Oh my God, I don't want to imagine it. Q Lady D, let me not imagine it, okay? Let me not imagine it at all. Island Diva, she said, I wanted very bad to be those girls' mother. Oh, okay. She wanted very bad to be those girls' mother, which is encouragement. He preyed on her desire to be their mother to get her to do whatever he wanted. Island Diva, you could be very right on this statement. Maybe that was the plan. Okay, if we can be able to get him to put himself together, he has a good job, get him back to job. I can just take care of this case. I'm good with Chase. I'm going to make them the champion. I'm good with kids. I can replace Cora. Women that think they can replace someone, you cannot replace anybody's mother. You can either be there as a wife, another wife or new wife to the man, and try to be a fair mother to the children, not stepmother, a fair mother, okay, to the children. Because most times what we see on, reality, especially for real life stories, they end up dealing with those children. They end up not seeing anything good. From what she posted initially, she started off showing the things she did with the kids and all of that, how she was, taking care of them and all of that. Maybe her plan was, okay, he was divorced 2 years ago. By now, he should be okay. Yeah, I can be the next wife, the next woman, the next mom. But before you get yourself into that, my ladies, please make sure the man has done what is called closure. If he hasn't really finished from the previous relationship, don't think you can be the Messiah. You can't. And how do you know when a man is not done from the previous relationship? Every of your conversation with him, he's making reference to the ex. Everything he says, the ex must come in there. Every thing he says, he's accusing the ex to be a bad person, to be worse than the devil, to be this, without admitting or recognizing some fact that he also erred in that relationship. Let us remember always that it takes two to tango. One person can never tango. So, realizing your mistake, taking responsibilities for your action, finding closure is the end to the first relationship before you start the new one. From the look of things, from everything this man has displayed on social media, he never found closure. So, how will he ever stop talking about Cora or ever stop thinking about Cora? It's not possible. Like I told his fans, if truly they love him, they should book him sections, let him see a therapist, and find closure and move on. Then, if he finds a woman, the relationship will last. But they thought we are all joking here. Now, his home, his lifestyle is now all over social media, and they have turned to what? They can't talk again. They lost their speech, all of them. Joe said, for every decision one makes in this life, we need to take responsibility for whatever the outcome that comes out of it and stop looking for people to put the blame on. Exactly. She was helping him and his depression with the pinky toy. Yeah, that's what she said. She says she was helping him with his depression. Is this lady a qualified psychologist or whatever? No. So what are you helping? You can't help somebody who is depressed out of it. Unless the only help you can do is to encourage that person, make those phone calls, research for therapists, make the phone call. If you can drop him there, drive him to the place, drive him back. Make sure you keep moving the person until the person, makes up its mind to sit himself there at the therapy session and get to talk to professionals. That's the only help you can give to somebody who is depressed. Coming to help him oil the behind is entertainment, is for pleasure. The depression will still be there. After 5 minutes of laughter and joy, the reality will face the person. All right. So, guys, have you liked this video? Like. It's been 1 hour, 38 seconds of talking. Like the video for me if you haven't liked the video. Contribute in the comment section. Share as well and invite your friends. We'll be running up very quickly. So, do me a favor by clicking the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe and join Oyoyo member. Make sure you turn on your post notification bell to receive my notification whenever I go live. Okay? So like, share. Let me read more comment and we'll be calling it a day. 7, a restraining order with a bunch of lies is the highest for me. K, you can't say it any better. 7, a restraining order, that is just the truth. There's so many things this lady did wrong, and for her to ask for recommendation from Cora was it for me. That was my height. Asking a recommendation from a woman in self-restraining order, it doesn't make sense. At least the man is no longer there with you now. He's no longer manipulating you. So whatever you're doing now, you're doing by your own volition. And for you to come and write that they did not give you, recommendation, is really baffling. If he were when she was living with him, I say, yeah, she's being manipulated. But right now, she's not with him anymore. So the manipulation should stop at this point and let her start thinking straight. Before you come on social media to write, think again what to write. Get Cora and her name out of your write up. Cora was never part of your agreement between her ex. To be honest, the Dido is old news. Let's focus on Justin told her she is a stepmom and how the girls calling her mom. My Swedish husband did that. I wish people would empathize with her. She's only 29. Wait though, were they calling her stepmom? Wow. That is the height of manipulation for me. Somebody that that you just recently met, you're asking them to. So the plan was to marry her and replace Cora. Was that the plan? And it all fell apart. More information, more revelation coming on. K, the guy is a narcissist individual. I can understand. I want this platform to be forward thinking. Let's look at the entire facts and not use emotion. Justin had therapists and he said no one could help him. He will never change. Yeah, that's what JD's Jeeba said. We have 59 people watching and 31 likes. Please like the live stream for me. Come on, guys. Do me a favor by liking the live stream. Kay, did you know if Jeeba knew the content? She was asked or threatened to serve. Yeah, that's what she said, that the guy was she refused to serve initially. And then on the day they were going for exchange, he just passed the document. You might as well serve her. The only thing, at least to be honest with you, the only place I feel, sympathy for Jeeba was the fact that she was vulnerable, she was homeless, and also this man noticed all of these traits from her and felt, yeah, I can actually utilize this one. That's the only place I feel empathy for her. But for her right up today, she should stop. If she has anybody advising her, she should stop. Before you post that kind of a thing for a woman. When they were doing the documentation of that lawsuit, Jeeba was in that house. She was a collaborator to all the documents they were filing. And at the same time, she did not come out to say anything because she was what? She needed a shelter, probably. So what went wrong? What went wrong? You do not seek recommendation from somebody you barely know, somebody you never worked with. You people did not grow up together. You people were not social friends, nothing. She could have just kept it straight. Recommendation from her employer. I wanted to believe, could it be, a typo? Because mistakes do happen, but it's not. And now Liz is throwing this thing out that he asked her to ask the children to be calling her mom, a stepmother, and also told her that she was going to be the stepmom and had the girl calling. That is really, a stretch for me. It is a stretch. And I also think that Jeeba needs some, maybe because of what she has been through, she's not all put together. And this guy noticed her weaknesses and utilized them. And that's where I come in. Before you get into a relationship, anybody, do yourself some good. Do criminal background check. It used to be $24. Now it should be about 35 or 42. That is a little money to save you what? Headache. It is. It is a little money to save you some headache. So please, don't get into a relationship before you start thinking about what if. Always have what if at the back of your mind. It's going to help you be more prepared. It's going to help you know what you're getting into. I know people get into relationship, it doesn't, of course the person's supposed to move on, but before you get into that, do yourself some favor. Prevent anxiety, depression, heartache from happening to you, you know, down the line in that relationship by doing a criminal background check of that person. If Jeeba had done a little research on this guy, she wouldn't have gotten herself into this. I know she's homeless. She was looking for a job. She could have still gotten another job without this one. Or if she had wanted to take this job, she would have defined that relationship from the onset. I'm coming to be a nanny and nanny only. I'm coming to look after your children and looking after your children only. People still have the will to do that. People still do have the will to do that. Let us not find ourselves in a very compromising situation that you forget about your conscience and do things just because situation is making you to. All right. Pearl said, I think this lady is and has some serious mental health issues. She says she is a qualified nanny, but she has never shown evidence of that. Just because she looked after Cora's kids does not make her qualified. I would never let her look after my kids. Who would allow her to look after their kids after all she's putting on the internet? I don't think she will ever get a nanny job again. And that is true. Whether we like it or not, what Pearl said here is absolutely true. If she gets to be called for another nanny job, all they needed to do is to do a little research on social media, because that's where people start their interviews from, on social media with her names. And remember, she started sharing this her story on her profile page, both on Instagram and Facebook. There is nobody that will hire this lady, especially with that living condition that she put out there, the kitchen, the laundry things, and all the messy things she talked about. Nobody will hire her again as a nanny. The best thing for her, like I said before, is to go look for retail job. This is the season for retail job. Christmas is just few weeks down the line. This is the huge season for retail. She should forget about nanny or even caring for people. She should forget about it, because somebody was saying in the live stream where she was, how about getting a job at taking care of old people? She gave her own experience that when she did that in the past, she was looking after this elderly person who she felt wasn't, didn't have a great sight, only for the person to be dangling his John Thomas around. Those are not things you say on social media if you're really serious minded of getting a job. Those are not the things you say, because, oh, if you are going to come and talk about our client in this manner, or talk about what happened in your job workplace. So my advice for her right now, there is employment all over the states. You be now choosing which one should you take. She can get a retail job right now, and they are paying well, because most people that are getting job now, they might do it seasonal. After the Christmas period, they get back to whatever they're doing. So that will be my advice to her. All right. So, guys, I've been speaking for 1 hour 45 minutes. Thank you guys immensely for joining me today. If you're yet to like the live stream, do me well by liking the live stream. And tomorrow I'll be talking about Nancy Yume. I'll be celebrating Nancy Yume and her new baby. And Liz is also giving me a talking point tomorrow, saying that the man, lured her to tell the children to call her stepmom. Those are Jeba's word. If we have time, we might discuss that tomorrow. Those are things people can use to manipulate another. Okay, asking your children to call the nanny stepmother while you haven't actually define the relationship you have with the woman. Not that you have married this woman in any court of law. Where is the stepmother coming from? So that is deception of the highest order. Okay. And that's how I'm going to be looking at it. And Lee said, Pearl walk in her shoes. She was cheap labor, homeless. You know, decent family will hire her because she crossed the line and slept with her employer. That is a no-no. Yeah, she really did. But I wouldn't say she crossed the line, Liz, because they met on a dating app. And what do you get from a dating app? Somebody you're going to, hook up with and all of that. So that was how they met. I don't know at what point they started talking about employment to be nanny. But when you're meeting somebody or chatting somebody up on a dating app, of course you're looking for somebody to hook up with, somebody to, get to the other room, get intimate with, or something like that. So that's the way. So maybe that was what she bargained when she was getting into the relationship. And then from there, she now saw two beautiful kids and were like, start imagining maybe I should be their mother truly just because their father is saying so. No woman should fall into that trap. This is 2024. Let's do our due diligence, women. We can't be making mistakes women made in 1990, in 2000. This is 2024, 24 years after 2000, after we entered millennium. Let's be wiser. Let's think about ourselves first. Let's value ourselves first. What is your self-worth, you woman listening to me? Hey, Liz Labode, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate you. Beautiful. God bless you. Real good for the super sticker. God bless you immensely for the support and love always. God bless you. Pearl said, sorry, but I don't think that anyone would want to employ her. I don't think even retails would employ her because of her internet talk. No, retails will employ her. They will. Because she's not talking about how she stole in a retail store. She's just talking about personal relationship she had with someone that went bad. They will retain her, but nanny job is entirely a different ball game. They might not employ her as a nanny. But retails, fast food joint, they will retain her. If fast food joint is employing people with felony record, I don't see why they will not retain her because she spoke on Facebook. No, this is America. They will take her. All she needs is to look for a job. Ernestine says, spot on, Oyoyo. Thank you so much. My husband and I interviewed a Swedish couple to be nanny. They came from a reputable agency. Exactly. That's what I was expecting from Mr. Korobidi. Remember, after he welcomed Crystal to his home, I was flabbergasted. I said, not again. When I heard about Tinder and Jabba, I was like, not again. This man made a horrible mistake letting a stranger to his home, and now you went to look for a nanny. There is this agency in America, Angelist. If you go to Angelist, you see list of nanny. Even if you type on from your state to state, type registered nannies in your locality, they are going to pop up, and you're going to see licensed nannies. We have licensed nanny, we have grandma nanny. There are different kinds of nanny. Then when you have them, you know you have somebody that you can sue the agency if they don't perform. You can sue the person. But in the case of Jeeba, she came for relationship and it turned to nanny job. Who is gonna sue who here? I can be mistaken, but I mean, it is what it is. Oh, Liz is playing a case, guys. Please, Jeeba is black. Let's not crucify her. Liz, I understand what you're saying, but it's high time black women stop thinking that they're going to replace their black sister very quickly. It is high time they stop thinking like that, to be honest with you. It is hard time. I've had enough of all those black women, especially Nigerian women, calling her Cora, dragging her. I've had enough of it, and I'm still waiting. I learned they are dragging Nancy for saying that she had a baby through surrogacy. I'm going to find those drags, and I'm making a video tomorrow about Nancy. it goes to show the level of these people's education and how civilized their minds are. For someone to drag Nancy for having a baby and being very upfront with the way she had the child, that is the lowest of them all. But do you expect anything good from these women? No. They will not call their master out for a nasty kitchen, nasty bedroom, nasty home. No. But they are looking for somebody who is celebrating joy, welcoming joy to her home, and also encouraging other women there that have tried many years and couldn't conceive, that this option is available and it is possible. If you like that story, join me tomorrow. Okay. Liz, Justin is cheap from a dysfunctional home family. He wanted cheap labor. Liz, you're not wrong on this one. Yeah. Remember when we talked about a couple in Virginia, state of Virginia, that adopted 5 black children and took them as slave in 2024? That happened in today's America. So those that have that slave mentality, they will still go ahead and do that. And for Mr. Korobidi, he was looking for cheap labor. Looking for cheap labor. Unfortunately, Jeeba was the person that fell into it. But let us learn. If you're in Jeba's position, learn to do your due diligence before you get into a relationship. Carry out a full background check. If your employer will carry out a background check of you, do the same for your peace of mind. Value yourself a little and dig information about the guy you want to say, yeah, I will do the do with, and things like that. Don't let yourself fall prey to people out there to use you. Don't. Okay? Don't. Color has nothing to do with it. I understand. If color has anything to do with it, those women will be supporting Cora, right? No, but they are the ones tearing her down, from Longmouth to Agama Lizard to Miriam. They were the ones tearing Cora into pieces, shedding her without any remorse, any conscience, or what have you. So yeah, Nancy said, Lizzie said, I'm proud of Nancy. Nancy has enlightened Nigerians. A lot of people in Nigeria are going through surrogacy. Iniedo got her baby through surrogacy. I want to believe Rita Dominic is doing the same too. And a lot of other people. Iniedo granted interview. She wasn't hiding it. She just said she got somebody and she got her baby, and she's the happiest woman ever. So Nancy I want more babies too, okay? So in case if you start seeing baby with me tomorrow, oh, of course. Anyways, thank you guys immensely for joining me this great evening. God bless you guys real good. Monica Davis, thank you for always coming to support all of you. And I still said the way Nancy did it is not the first. Of course, I know more than 20 couples that conceive that way. Perfectly normal. It is. But all those silly women, I learned they were mocking Nancy. I'm going to come for them tomorrow. Let me just lay hold of one of their videos. Then we'll have a conversation tomorrow. I hope I don't find, because if I do, I'm going to come here to wash them with their silly ignorance and their stupidity. Okay. Yes. So, oh, Joe, you're smiling. So I might be next in line. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me this great evening. The essence of this conversation is to just come and say the facts here. Jeeba made a horrible mistake, including Cora Obidi, in that statement she put out there on social media. First of all, Cora was never your employer. Secondly, Cora was the lady you collaborated with her ex when he was doing the restraining order filing. Cora is also the lady you served the lawsuit you have been served. And turning to come and expect something from her was the height for me. Let's know when to draw the lines. Let's know when to say, no, I don't want to cross that boundary because it doesn't suit me. Let's think before we actually post things on social media. If you're calling out the man you had an agreement with by you going through signing the non-disclosure agreement for him to give you reference, then go for it. But the thing is, you have also exposed the man beyond words that he can never do any recommendation for you. So consider that 7 months of employment as a waste and try to forge ahead with your life. You had previous work experiences. Fill them on your resume. 7 months is not too far. You could have been, you took a break, you relocated to California to help a family member and things like that. You keep it straight at that. Use your previous employer as your reference. Start looking for job that has nothing to do with children, because those pictures of the bedroom, of the kitchen, and as a nanny is not a good reputation for you in terms of looking for reference. I'm going to tell you the truth, because if I'm the one looking for nanny and you have shared when you had a nanny job, that was how the kitchen looked, I will not call you the second time. That is being fair. Know when to draw the line so they don't put your own self in jeopardy. It was a good thing you reviewed all of those things. For people like me, you understand, to know how dirty and how nasty the livable condition of that home was. Especially for the fact that the man kept on talking negatively about the ex on social media. It was a good thing you brought those things out. But I'm telling you to slow down. Stop expecting any reference from these people, because you're not going to get it. Think of forging ahead with your life. Go back to your previous employer before this one to get reference. And better still, get reference if you went to school, get reference from your professor, get reference from somebody in your church that have known you for at least 5 years or 4 years. Those are the people you should be looking for reference from, not a total stranger like Cora that owe you nothing, that have never been friends with you, you've never worked for her. So let us be mindful how we stretch and what we reach for. If there is anything to learn today, Jeeba, learn not to overreach. Learn to take a pause when it's needed. And with that, I want to thank all of you for joining me today. Thank you. It is 1:30 in the UK. Good night, Liz. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe. Monica Davis, Pell. Thank you. How Nancy chooses to have a baby is her business and nobody else. Good luck to her. Exactly. Good luck to her. It's nobody's business. So I'm going to see what is going on there. Tomorrow I want to talk about Nancy, and it's an ample opportunity to also tell women like me that want to have more kids that is still possible. Okay, so if you are there and you love the story of Nancy and welcoming her latest bundle, please join me tomorrow for another conversation. I want to appreciate all of you for your time today. Thank you for joining me, and for my super chatters. Oh my goodness. Ernestine, God bless you real good for the 199. I appreciate you. Lizzie Labode, thank you for the £5 super sticker. God bless you immensely. See you all on my next live stream. If you haven't liked the video, like the video. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe and share the video. And share your opinion if you come across this video. Until I see you guys in my next one, stay blessed and have a good night rest, all of you. Thank you guys immensely for the contribution in the comment section. All your opinions are valid and so appreciated. Thank you all.